Hello everyone and welcome to our first match with this Sapphire Wild Grandfather Elk deck here as we draw our opening. That's a little medium minus, right? As we can technically go Battle Prep on 2 into the 1-drop plus the freebooter on 3. Hopefully we hit like a Dingle on the second turn here so we can hold that up in addition to the Battle Prep. Resource is not stellar. I think I'd rather Battle Prep than play the Sapphire Wild out here for sure. 2/2, we get a... The field 2 is actually very good, right? It's going to draw us 3/3 and draws us a card down the line, so I'm in for that. Drawing an action there actually feels kind of bad because it means that we're less actions in our deck for to draw with this Prophecy card. Cloudbounder is pretty good. I guess we can just throw Crossing Swords on here though and knock this out, right? I can also just Wallbuster it. Yeah, Wallbustering is a touch more resource efficient. I really want to trade my 3/3 for their 2/2, and that's going to have lethal next turn, so that's what it'll be. Let's go and pass. Hopefully, our opponent isn't the one that draws our Prophecy card. That would be a bit of a tilt. God bless. Alright, so let's do this. Bail your Cloudbounder. Play this out and pass, I believe, here. Change course at turn to turn. I guess there's like a small chance I should play for the Ancient Kings here. I don't think that card's particularly really good, so I don't think it's worth playing around. When my opponent enjoys the shard off the top of our deck there. Okay, yep. I think Bushi's just the better card here. We also have another Verdant Bill in our deck, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna grab the Bushi here. I drew Tinks as well, so yeah. The fact that there's Verdant Mill in our deck does mean I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to some of these resources, I think. That means I could potentially make 2/2s out of these. I'm not in a rush to like get charges or anything like that, I don't think. Between my Champ Power and the Daring Freebooter should be able to push Bushi through next turn. Start getting him diligencing into... That's most certainly a thing. This format's not that bomb-based, but there are still some good ones. Alright, well, right on time, Dingle. We gotta turn off from that at least to crack in here for 8. On the off chance they don't have a piece of removal next turn, we should be in a pretty good spot. They just like play out another bomb threat that we get to Dingle. Because we can gain a charge with this, which will let us use our Champion Power again next turn with this resource. So yeah, let's just hope for no blood removal here to destroy our first board. Well, gain a charge, and that's probably the end of it. And we get beats on the Mythic opponent. I don't think there's really much we can do to play around that. Opponent's deck's pretty strong. Just like firmly in the driver's seat there if they don't have a Rylance. Or the removal spell. Like, if they don't have the removal spell, they're basically just dead on board, right? They would be... Oh, I just clicked resolve. That's fine. I'd watch us draw removal for that. It just worked anyways. board in all of our anti-Rylanthe cards. Alright, good. Got them all in there. Checks out. Right, hopefully we don't get Rylanthe this game. Or if they do, we have good pressure. Alright, look at that. Got our, it's just like we drew it up, right? Got our choice of 2-drops here. Big man Tinks coming in clutch. Cerulean Sage one's pretty good. The resource is a fantastic hit for us, so pass back here. Probably pretty likely to just battle prep here. Then we can play our 1-drop out and hold up change course last Dingle for the following turn. They have a freebooter of their own, sure. I'm just gonna go ahead and play this. This will almost certainly be bigger than their 2-2. Hey, look, a 2-5 Cerulean Sage. Do our due diligence there. Sweet. And we've got guaranteed Mystic Naturalist next turn. Send me up. Verdant Mill is excellent. Into Monk. Okay. Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna do this. Into this. Sure. And then next turn we can play Mystic Naturalist and start activating this thing. I guess we could also just like give them the beatdowns. It's possible we want to wait and play around Rylanthe too. Let's just exhaust both of these, which will let them trigger diligence in our turn. That's perfectly fair. That also means this Mystic Naturalist is less likely to die, which feels good. I'm just gonna play this out. If they get us, they have Rylanthe on 5, they have Rylanthe on 5. I think we're supposed to play around that. I think we're supposed to get this into play and start generating value. If we'd hit the 5th resource there, I'd play the Tinkertron and hold Dingle probably, because then I could play Mystic Naturalist the following turn. The good news is even if they have the Rylanthe here, this is still going to generate at least 1 Mystic Bluebird. Another flying troop lockdown here, which is nice. You don't have the Mystic Naturalist dead here. Even a single 2-2 is probably going to run away with the game. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yep, so I'm just going to go ahead and play Tinks out here. I'm going to exhaust this Bluebird. And play this out, get a resource. Play out. Pass back. And now we can just sit here and go wide with this Mystic Naturalist while holding the fort with the Cerulean Sage. And the Dingle to tag anything that's too scary. I can technically punch through, but it doesn't seem too particularly scary. I think I'd rather save this Dingle for either the So he has a trick here. I'm not going to block into the trick until we have some bluebirds. Next turn we'll have 2 bluebirds, so I can put like Sage plus double bird in front of this. It's probably the Sanguine Boon for the +2/+1. Keep putting counters on this just to stack up our diligence basically. Vigilant Duskwing of Around. I'm pretty sure I'm just not supposed to play that Vigilant Duskwing out, because like in a board state like this where like we have our Mystic Naturalist going, you always want to ask yourself the question like, how do I lose from here? And the answer to how do we lose from here is Rylith into a piece of removal, so like holding the Dingle up is key, because like that's our opponent's only out, so we want to take that away from them. It's been a while since we've taken someone to Mystic Naturalist down in one of our draft decks, but man, does it feel good. This card is just so powerful. Sure. I'm just gonna dogpile this at this point. Hopefully it's not Milky Eye Venom. Wonder what their trick is here, because currently, yep, it's the boon like we talked about, so it lets them kill the Cerulean Sage and gain 5. But now my bluebirds are cutting through in the air. It always feels so good when we like look at a play they make and we're like, you know what this is? This is this card out of their deck, and then they just play that card. You're like, man, I am such a wizard. Can't charge those, it's permanent. Diligence this. Typically exhaust that so it can't diligence. Play this out. And now we can play the Vigilant Duskwing because Tinkertron can give us a temporary resource here. I'm not attacking with the Mystic Naturalist, I'm continuing to diligence it because, or Verdant Mill it, because we know my opponent has Butcher in their deck, so that's a way for them to kill this if I attack with it. Mosh Pit Gladiator. I don't know that I can race that, actually. So yeah, I think I'm obligated to dingle this. Gives them something to sacrifice the Infiltrator to get in for 2 more and deal some more damage, but like, bringing them for 9 next turn. I guess I could freebooter their Pupil here too and get in for more. Maybe I'm at a point where I'm okay with them butchering the Mystic Naturalist, actually. I think that's probably the case. Just like need to pressure. Oh, we're just gonna like boot both of these things now, right? And like hope they don't like have removal draw Rylith or have Rylith draw removal. Yeah, I think that's just the line. Just like trying to kill him in 2 here. Alright, don't wrath me. Retreat. Okay, so they can freebooter one of my things. That means we should be in the clear, though. Retreat's a good card to know, but I don't know that I would have showed me that they have this card in their deck. We're going to lose anyways. Seems loose. Verdant Mill showing off its power there with Diligent Troops here. The outposts are just so good. Very, very reasonable. This seems fine. Needs another Sapphire for this, but with a lot of luck that I would possibly even change course into it. Hopefully we don't need to do that, but that battle prep will sign me up. Web Scriptures. Whenever they gain a charge, they give one of our troops -2 power until our next turn. I think I'd rather Battle Prep than Wallbuster here. It also like represents a Dingle. Not that I don't think they'd have any. I guess if they have like Underworld Officer, they might think twice about playing it out here. Ready or exhaust? It's decent. And trigger Diligence on demand, that's pretty good. I don't think they have anything I'm going to want to dingle next turn. I'm going to go ahead and play the Wallbuster out and then play the Wind Speaker. This way if we hit a Sapphire threshold we can flash in the Typhoon Skyshaper next turn. Maybe it's right to play this and then just pass so we can battle prep or change course. Technically we'll pull the dingle up too. To ambush one of these inside of combat would be very good. That's kind of scary. That's pretty perfect though. Yeah, I think I'm just passing here. We're gonna try and use the Typhoon Skyshaper inside of combat to sink the Cloudbounder. If they have Strangle, we get into trouble here, but if they don't have Strangle, we're gonna get to eat their nerd. We have Sapper's Wallbuster to deal with this idiot. Try and play my rare. Would not like to bounce my guy. Please let this go well. They drew our Verdant Mill and they have a Diligence Troop. That's a problem. This Diligence Troop. Vigilant Duskwing's pretty great though. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this. This can ready one of our troops, right? I'm just gonna. Nah, I'm not gonna attack with that. I don't think getting in 4 points of damage is worth not being able to play Battle Prep or Change Course or Dingle next turn. Verdant Mill's a pretty good hit for them. It might eventually let them go wide enough around us. We'll see. I'm probably willing to trade this Wind Speaker for this Necropolis Garroter. I don't know though. This lets me be kind of tricky. And this is just like a 3/3 to block potential 2/2s out of here. So maybe we'll wait and see what we get from this Battle Prep before we throw this one away. Still some life total to work with. So they have a resource to play here. Yeah. Huh. I think a 2/2 is better than draining it for 2 and drawing a card. I don't know if I agree with that. Depends on what their last card is, probably. How about this? How about get dingled, nerd? Nice. That's actually kind of sweet for us because now we don't even have to worry about like what they could be drawing. Let's battle prep. See what happens. Gust Mage, that's perfect. So this blocks this nicely. We have a Valor for this. Nah. Yeah, I'm going to Valor here, and then I'm going to attack for 4 with the Typhoon Skyshaper, because I can use this to ready this to block into here. And next turn we get Vigilant Duskwing down, so pretty good spot here. I think even with the resources for readying 2/2s at this point, we're probably in the driver's seat. Also, they minus. I think they're supposed to give minus power here, so that way the Gust Mage can't trade with the Garroter. I'm pretty happy to make this trade, I think. I guess this can't attack in here now. That's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and pass the turn here. Oh, this is going to be a sick turn. So we get to Crossing Swords this, to fight this, and then I get to use Wind Speaker to ready this before combat, diligencing it to make a bird. And then I get to attack here, and then diligence it again next turn. Is that good? If so, why? Please let me know in the comments below. It feels pretty good. Looks like that's some sweet synergies. Okay, we got bodied by this Rylanthe in game 1, but we're giving our opponent the business here. Pretty easy trade-offs here, I think. Just preserve our life total in case something goes sideways. Some kind of scrounge critter, I guess like Shadowblade Slicer would be kind of bad for us. It'd let us kill. With the Soul Reed. Yep, that's fine. I think we're still pretty far ahead here with this Vigilant Duskwing. And this can attack into here, so I'm gonna hold on to this resource for now, just because we do have another. Actually, I guess if I play this out, I can use the Windspeaker's ability. This protects us from a potential butcher off the top of their deck, because if they killed this, they could definitely get back in the driver's seat here. If they were able to answer the Typhoon Skyshaper. Start on this, see what we find. Hey, look, a Verdant Mill. Sign me up. So the mill with this and the Mystic Naturalist means we get to make 2 birds a turn now, because I can ready this and then exhaust it again, and then it'll ready again on our turn. Their boon. Okay, it's possible, it's probable that I should have diligenced this and then put the Mystic Bluebird in front of here. I think that was a small mistake on my part. I think the mill plus Windspeaker plus Mystic Naturalist is going to be too much for them to overcome, but I think I should have done this. Should have done that last turn. Oh, I'm Fushi, you say. Swing with the squad, give them the business here. Our engine just got going way harder than our opponent's engine this game, it felt like. Sure. This is all I got. Hope it's good enough. Let's go ahead and Valor this guy, and then Champ Power the Mystic Naturalist. Oh, they're dead if they don't have removal here. They're still dead though, right? I want to do the objectively right play here and make another Bluebird, but they're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're taking 13 here, I believe. Yep. Game's opponent. Wild set. This deck, I'm excited to play the next 2 matches with this deck. It's got a lot of sweet stuff going on. Stay tuned for those, folks, and thanks for watching as always.